Are you a senior dependent on your SASSA grant payments? Well, pay close attention, because the year 2025 brings some surprising rule changes that could affect how much you receive and when you get it. These changes, though hidden from many, could have a big impact on your monthly payments, and knowing about them could save you from confusion and delays. In 2025, SASSA has quietly introduced new guidelines that might change the way you access your benefits. First, there's the transition from SASSA Gold cards to Postbank Black cards. If you haven't updated your card yet, you could be left without access to your money. Imagine the stress of waiting for a payment that doesn't arrive. If you're still using your old Gold card, it's time to visit your nearest SASSA office and switch to the new card or choose a personal bank account for direct deposits. But that's not all. SASSA has also introduced changes to the way grants are processed and dispersed. Some grants have increased, while others could see delays due to these adjustments. Are you getting the right amount? Have you confirmed your payment details? With inflation and the rising cost of living, staying informed about these changes is crucial to ensuring you get what you're entitled to. The most important question to ask: are you prepared for these updates? You might be missing out on valuable information that could make your payments more efficient. Stay ahead of the game by being informed about how these rules will affect you. So, if you're worried about how these hidden changes will affect your SASSA payments, or if you're unsure about the new rules, don't worry, we've got you covered in this video. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss important updates that could directly impact your financial security. Watch the full video to ensure you're up to date and prepared. If you've been receiving your SASSA grants for a while, you're probably familiar with the routine. You check your balance, wait for payment dates, and collect your funds through your chosen method. But what if all of that changed in 2025? What if new rules were quietly introduced that could shake things up, leaving you scrambling for answers? Unfortunately, these changes have already begun to take effect, and if you're not aware of them, you could be in for some surprises when your next payment comes through. As a senior, your SASSA grant is often a vital source of income. Many rely on it to cover daily expenses such as food, medications, and utilities. With these new hidden rule changes, some people could face delays, errors in payment amounts, or worse, complete disruption in their payment schedules. The good news is that by staying informed and prepared, you can avoid unnecessary stress and make sure you're not left in the dark. Now, one of the first things you'll want to understand is the transition from SASSA Gold cards to Postbank Black cards. If you've been receiving your payment via the old SASSA Gold card, you might be thinking, it's been working fine for years, why change it now? Well, here's why. By the end of February 2025, SASSA Gold cards became inactive. That's right. All those old Gold cards you've grown accustomed to won't work anymore. While it may seem inconvenient at first, it's a change that's been put in place to streamline the process and reduce potential security risks. You might wonder, what do I do now? It's quite simple. You need to head over to your nearest SASSA office or designated payment point and choose a new method. Most people will be transitioning to the Postbank Black card, which can be used at retail stores like Pick n Pay, ShopRite, Checkers, and even USave. These cards are designed to make your life easier, allowing you to access your funds at participating stores with ease. Another great option is setting up direct deposit into your personal bank account. This way, you won't have to worry about carrying around an additional card, and your funds will be deposited directly into your account. But that's just one part of the change. The bigger question many seniors are asking is how these changes will affect the amounts they receive. Everyone knows that the cost of living continues to rise, and the government has taken steps to address this by increasing certain grants. So, you might be thinking, this is great news. I'll finally get more money, right? Well, yes and no. While it's true that some grants have been increased, the amounts you receive depend on which grant you qualify for. For instance, if you receive the old age grant, you're in luck. In 2025, the grant has been increased from R2,185 to R2,315. Although this may seem like a modest increase, every little bit helps when you're trying to stretch your money as far as possible. Similarly, the disability grant has also been increased by the same amount, from R2,185 to R2,315. These increases are welcome changes, but they also come with a caveat: your payment date could be affected by these adjustments, or certain documents you may need to update. Then there's the child support grant, which has also seen a rise from R530 to R560, a slight increase but still beneficial for those families who rely on the support. Foster care and care dependency grants have also experienced similar increases, with amounts rising by R70. These changes are intended to help combat inflation, ensuring that seniors, children, and disabled individuals aren't left behind by the rising cost of living. Despite these increases, there is something else to be aware of: the processing and disbursement changes. When SASSA first announced these increases, many people assumed that it would be smooth sailing for everyone. However, the reality is that some payments are now being processed differently, and this could lead to delays or even errors in payment distribution. With the new system in place, there is potential for some beneficiaries to experience delays in receiving their funds on time. What does this mean for you? Well, if you rely on your grant to pay bills or buy groceries, a delay in payment can cause major problems. What's more, you could also face errors in the amount you paid. With the changes to the payment processing system, some beneficiaries may find that they receive more or less than they were expecting. Unfortunately, this could lead to confusion and frustration, especially if you've been waiting for an important payment. So, what can you do about this? One of the best things you can do is stay informed. It's vital that you check the SASSA website, stay in touch with SASSA officers, and monitor your payment status regularly to ensure that everything is running smoothly. Now, let's talk about the one thing that affects everyone: documentation. If you've been receiving your grant for some time, you're probably familiar with the paperwork that goes along with it. But did you know that in 2025, SASSA has started implementing more stringent checks? To ensure that only eligible individuals receive grants, you may be asked to update your documentation, including proof of residence, identity verification, and, in some cases, medical or disability certificates. If you don't keep these documents up to date, you could face delays or even lose access to your grant. For seniors, these documentation requirements can sometimes be overwhelming. It's important to keep track of any changes to your information and visit your nearest SASSA office when you receive a notification asking for updates. It may seem like a hassle, but keeping your information current is crucial to ensuring that there are no interruptions to your grant payments. The last thing you want is to find out that you missed a deadline for submitting documents, causing your payments to be delayed or stopped. Another hidden change that could affect your payments is the introduction of new rules regarding eligibility. While the government has tried to make the process as inclusive as possible, certain changes in the eligibility criteria could disqualify individuals who were previously receiving grants. For example, if your financial situation has changed, perhaps you've received an inheritance, sold a property, or started earning a higher income, this could affect your eligibility for a grant. It's important to be aware of these changes and ensure that you meet the updated criteria to continue receiving support. One of the most important things to keep in mind is that these rule changes have been designed to address inefficiencies and ensure fairness. The government aims to make sure that grants are reaching those who truly need them, but these efforts may have unintended consequences for some beneficiaries. This is why staying informed is critical. If you feel like something is wrong with your payment or you're not receiving the amount you're entitled to, it's important to contact SASSA right away. They're there to help you navigate these changes and make sure you get the support you need. So, what should you do to stay ahead of these changes? First and foremost, make sure you're prepared for the transition from the SASSA Gold cards to the post-bank Black cards. This is one of the most significant changes in 2025, and being proactive about it will save you time and frustration. Second, check your payment status regularly and be vigilant about any increases or decreases in your grant amount. Third, make sure your documentation is up to date and ready for any new requests from SASSA. Finally, if you're unsure about any aspect of these changes, don't hesitate to ask questions or reach out for assistance. Your financial security depends on your awareness and preparation. In conclusion, while these rule changes may seem overwhelming at first, staying informed and prepared is key to navigating the changes smoothly. Your SASSA grant is important to your daily life, and with the right knowledge, you can ensure that you continue receiving the support you need. Make sure to keep your documents updated, check your payment status regularly, and understand the new rules and processes that are in place. That way, you won't be caught off guard by any surprises in 2025. So, before you go, make sure to hit the like button if you found this video helpful. And don't forget to subscribe to stay updated on all the latest information regarding SASSA grants and other important topics that affect you. Thanks for watching, and stay informed.